Dear student, in last lecture we have seen the uses of potentiometer. Now let us see the applications of potentiometer. That is the practical application of potentiometer. Now first application is voltage divider. Now the potentiometer can be used as a voltage divider for the continuous change in the output voltage of the AC main. Now how it can be used as a voltage divider is shown in circuit diagram. Now AB be the potentiometer which having a length L, which is connected across the cell of EMA P through the resistance R. Now P is the any point here which having a length L1. AP is equal to L1 and BP is equal to L2. And when this cell is connected across the potentiometer, the edge at the point, let us consider the device, that is the voltmeter, connected to the high voltage point A, and one is connected to the slider, and therefore there is a uniform fall of potential along the length of the potentiometer, and the potential at the point is high and potential at the point is low, and therefore here it can be used as a voltage divider, and the potential V1 at the point P is given by dL by dt into L1. This is the potential at the point P, and the potential at the point, the potential V2 is dL by dt into L2, and therefore the total potential is V is divided into two parts, V1 and V2, and so the V1 is equal to the dL by dt into L1 and V2 is equal to dV by dt into L2, and it can be used as a potential divider. This is the first practical use. Now second practical application is audio signal. Now potentiometer can be used as in a audio power system. It can be used as an audio control device, such as it is used for frequency attenuation. What is meant by attenuation? The attenuation is the technical term used in the communication, that is the loss of strength of the signal during the communication through the communication channel. That is the frequency attenuation. It is used for the loudness and used in control of different characteristics of the audio signal. Hence it can be the audio control device. Now third application is the potentiometer can be used as a sensor. Now the slider of potentiometer, that is P, is connected to the main part of the machine. Hence it can be used as a motion sensor. And when it is connected to the main part of the machine, which causes the small displacement of the machine, and the small displacement of the machine causes a small change in the potential difference across the potentiometer, and the small change in the potentiometer causes a large change in the amplified circuit, and so that this the displacement is calibrated in terms of potential difference, and hence by using that potentiometer we can generate the voltage of the order of 10 raised to minus 6 volt, and therefore the 10 raised to minus 6 voltage is generated across the machine, and hence it has a better least count and it is much smaller least count, and therefore it can be used as a potential sensor. Now one of the advantage of potentiometer over the voltmeter. Now let us discuss the advantages of voltmeter over the potentiometer over the voltmeter. This is one of the important question for the 3 mark. What are the advantages of voltmeter over the potentiometer over the voltmeter? Now the first advantage is the potentiometer is more sensitive than voltmeter. It is more sensitive than voltmeter. It shows the deflection for a small value of current also. Now second, the potentiometer is used to measure the EMF as well as potential difference. It is useful to measure the EMF as well as potential difference. But the potentiometer is only used to measure the PD only, PD, potential difference only. Now the third application is potentiometer having a longer length, and since it has a longer length, its potential difference is made very smaller and smaller. Hence, the potentiometer used to measure a very small PD of the order of 0.001 volt. But for voltmeter is not useful to measure a small PD. It does not show the deflection for such a potential difference. Hence, the potentiometer is more accurate as compared to voltmeter. That is, the accuracy of potentiometer is much larger than the voltmeter. These are the three advantages of potentiometer over the voltmeter. Now let us discuss one of the important device that is called as the galvanometer. Now let us see the galvanometer. Now it is the device which is useful to detect the small value of current, and therefore the galvanometer, it consists of a concave shaped magnet. This is the concave shaped magnet, that is N pole, and this is the S pole, and this is the rectangular coil is placed suspended in the two concave pole pieces of magnet, and which is suspended here, which is so that the suitable current I is passing through it, which is so that the coil is rotated about the soft iron core. This is the soft iron core. This is the soft iron core, across which the coil is rotated, and this is the scale, and this is the spring which is connected to the pointer, and this pointer shows the deflection, that is 10, 20, 30, same as 10, 20, 30, this is 0, and the pointer shows the deflection here. Now, under the action of suitable current, when a current is passing through the rectangular coil, so that a couple is acting on these two sides, and under the action of couple, the coil gets rotated, deflects around the soft iron core, and so that under the deflection, the pointer shows the deflection, and the deflection is measured by the pointer, and you know that this current flowing through the coil is directly proportional to the deflection. As the current increases, deflection increases. The I proportional to theta. This is the principle of working. This is the principle of working of galvanometer. The principle of working of galvanometer, that is, the current flowing through the coil is directly proportional to the deflection. Now this is the principle of working of main coil galvanometer, and such a galvanometer is used to measure a current and voltage. Hence the galvanometer can be used as an ammeter, galvanometer can be used as a voltmeter, and therefore in this case let us see the galvanometer as Moynihan coil galvanometer as a ammeter. It can be used as a ammeter. We know that basically, suppose that is the circuit, resistor R, and this is the ammeter. Now in order to measure the current in any circuit, the ammeter is connected in series. Ammeter is connected in series, so that the total resistance, that is the effective resistance R, effective resistance of the circuit increases when it is connected in series, and so that we decreases the value of current which is to be measured. in the circuit. And due to this reason, the ammeter must have the low resistance. This is one of the important questions. Why the ammeter has low resistance? Why? Because in order to measure the current in the circuit, the ammeter is connected in series. Answer, but in series arrangement, the effective resistance increases, and which ultimately decreases the value of current. And to avoid this difficulty, the ammeter must have the low resistance. The ideally, the resistance must be zero. Resistance must be zero. And in order to convert the Moehrl coil galvanometer to ammeter, some modifications are made. Some modifications. What are the modifications? When the galvanometer is converted into ammeter. Now the first modification is the current capacity of the galvanometer must be increased. Now first modification, the current capacity of galvanometer must be increased. Now second, the effective value of resistance of galvanometer must decrease. Ideally, the resistance must be zero. Now the third point is the galvanometer is delicate, get damaged for large value of current. When the large value of current is passing through it, the coil get damaged. In order to protect this coil, some low resistance, that is S, must be connected in parallel with Moehrl coil galvanometer. Now, these are the three modifications in order to convert the Moehrl coil galvanometer into ammeter. The current capacity must be increased, effective resistance must be very small, and since the coil is delicate, it gets damaged for large value of current. Hence, some arrangement is necessary, and for this arrangement, some low resistance is connected in parallel with galvanometer in order to protect the galvanometer. These are the modifications. Now here, that the parallel resistance is called as the shunt resistance. And suppose that is the galvanometer G and this is the shunt resistance, that is S, which is connected in parallel with galvanometer. And what are the uses of shunt resistance? That is uses. Now first use is in parallel arrangement, it divides the large value of current which is flowing through the galvanometer. It divides the large value of current which is flowing through the galvanometer, so the galvanometer is protected from damage. Now, second, it increases the current capacity. Capacity is the second use, and third is it decreases the effective resistance. Of ammeter. These are the three uses of shunt resistance. And this, using that shunt resistance, the Moehrl coil galvanometer can be converted into ammeter. Clear?